Hello everyone, welcome to the Roost. I'm Skynerd, doing some Let's Plays today. Today's going to actually be Okami. I've never played this game before. I've seen a couple different things of it here and every now and then, but I've never really delved into Okami before, and so I think that this will actually be a pretty interesting one to say the least. So, I've heard a lot of great things about it, but I really don't know the entire premise of it, which I think will be interesting to say the least. You know, giving it a nice little start. And yes, I am playing it on the Switch, obviously, but I'm not going to be using Joy-Cons. That's just, you know, no, I'm going to be using handy-dandy Pro Controller, to say the least. All in all. Oh, okay. I guess we'll just... See, you can already tell, like, the aesthetics of this game, like, it's actually really pretty. Oh, okay.
Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a tiny village by the name of Kamiki. Legend tales of a horrible beast that threatened the residents.
I like the sound effects.
It also tells of the wolf that risked it all to protect them.
I really like the visuals here.
Controlling the very fabric of existence, this wolf stood up against a beast many times its size and banished the darkness. This ethereal wolf's valiant act ushered in an era of tranquility. The villagers' hearts swelled with respect and adoration of the wolf.
Whoa, okay, cool. This is actually this is a really pretty game. Like, no matter where I run, there's always flowers. I mean, I'm the flower bringer. Yeah, I know, and the thing is, I know that this game is, like, super old. But, I mean, just this intro is actually really gorgeous. And I'm actually super glad that they remade it. So this is pretty cool. Let's do it.
Okami.
Oh boy. I'm excited. I'm definitely excited for this. I have not. Like I said, I've never actually played this, so.
Hideki Kamiya.
Wait, are they giving me like credits right now?
Long, long ago, a tiny hamlet known as Kamiki lay nestled in a grove of proud and beautiful cherry blossoms. Each and every tree around the quiet burg was honored as a god.
A tree? Okay.
However, the village was not without its dark secrets. To satiate the appetite of Orochi.
Dude, I love Orochi. Like, there's so many different variations of Orochi throughout history and through, like, mythology and stuff. It's actually really cool.
A fearsome cave-dwelling beast. A young maiden was offered as a sacrifice at the annual festival. With a body like a mountain and 8 heads mounted on necks the size of tree trunks, its blood-red eyes alone were said to curse anyone who gazed into them. No one dared disobey the horrific beast.
Golly, it's so pretty. Even if it is just black and white.
When the night of the sacrifice drew near, a mysterious white wolf appeared outside the village. This wolf, its coat as brilliant as snow, was dubbed Shiranui. The wolf kept a watchful eye on anyone who ventured outside the village, and made a habit of patrolling the streets at night. People assumed the wolf to be a familiar of Orochi.
That's unfortunate.
One villager took it upon himself to face the fearsome Shiranui. The warrior Nagi attempted many times to catch the times to challenge the wolf. But his attempts were thwarted by Shuranui's swift movements. Before long, the night of the accursed festival had arrived. A white-plumed arrow heralded the coming sacrifice. Piercing the sky, the arrow sunk its shaft squarely into the home of Nami, the village's most beautiful maiden. Nagi, harboring a secret love for Nami, was enraged by this sign. Determined to put an end to Orochi once and for all, Nagi traveled to the Beast Cave in place of his beloved. I sacrificed myself. I'm a beautiful maiden. The Moon Cave, a place as dark as evil itself, served as Orochi's home. As Nagi stood bravely before the entrance, a beast appeared, eyes glowing crimson upon 8 thrashing necks. Orochi stood tall before him, anxious for another sacrifice. Nagi leapt with incredible grace, swinging his blade valiantly. On and on, he sliced well into the moonless night. But Orochi's hide was like steel, the blade itself nary a scratch. Okay. At long last, Nagi, his energy spent from the intense battle, dropped to his knees, fatigued and gasping for breath. He knew he was staring death in the face. It was then that the wolf appeared. As if to protect Nagi, it stood its ground before Orochi. In the darkness of the cave, the wolf's coat shone brilliantly. Alas, it was Shiranui, the wolf that dwelled outside the village. Bearing its fearsome claws, Shiranui leapt toward Orochi. Orochi reared its terrifying heads, readying its fangs for battle. The two beasts struggled wildly, thrashing in the darkness. I really do like the way that they've depicted this. Mysterious and terrifying, the spectacle continued. Shiranui's summoned gust of divine wind to counter Orochi's flames. That's kind of cool. It's pretty neat, just like a little swooshies. As Orochi closed in on Shiranui, sharpened claws glistening, a gigantic tree suddenly sprouted forth, shielding the wolf. Shiranui fought gallantly to gain the upper hand. However, Orochi, protected by a mystical power, was not easily bested. Shiranui, covered in gashes, majestic coat dyed crimson, stood exhausted before the mighty Orochi. Dang, dude, this demon is powerful as all sin. Orochi sought a chance to strike what would be the final blow. But Shiranui refused to give in. With its last ounce of strength, the majestic wolf gazed heavenward and unleashed a mighty howl. Suddenly, the black clouds overhead dissipated. It's beautiful! The light from above glinted off Nagi's sword as a beacon of hope. It's a pretty long intro, to be quite honest. Guided by his sword, Nagi, who had been taking shelter in the shadows, stood proudly to face his adversary. Channeling all his strength into his scarred and battered arms, he leapt ferociously toward Orochi, his sword poised high. The golden sword danced in his hands like a puppet on a string. One by one, Orochi's fearsome heads separated from their owner. Became a badass all of a sudden. Orochi's broken body collapsed in a lake of its own blood. In that instant, the curse that plagued the villagers was lifted. As the battle subsided, the sun shone once again in the sky. Shiranui had succumbed to Orochi's poison and struggled to breathe. Nagi scooped the beast into his arms and returned to Kamiki.
poor Shiranui.
When they reached the village, Shiranui was no longer moving. The village elder gently stroked the wolf's head. In response, Shiranui let out a hoarse and pitiful bark, then closed its eyes and drifted off, as if into slumber.
So sad. So sad.
Peace had at last returned to Kamiki village. In honor of Shiranui's heroic exploits, the villagers erected a shrine and placed a statue of the wolf within it.
That's pretty cool.
Nagi's sword was christened Tsusukyomi and placed inside the moon cave. The villagers all looked forward to an age of endless peace. However, this is not the end of the story. There is more to this tale than most people know. 100 years had passed since Nagi and Shiranui's heroic exploits. It happened so quickly that no one in the village even took notice. Ha! Is this the legendary sword? Is this Tsukuyomi, the sword that banished the dreaded Orochi? No, it couldn't be. It's just a legend, nothing but a fairy tale.
Oh, wow. Oh, crap. Just some freaking idiot that just is like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. Oh, jeez,
Oh, he who seeks power, he who has broken my bonds. Speak the words, I wish darkness unto the world. Utter that prayer unto me, and unleash my power.
Don't do it. Don't do it. At least he ran away. Oh no. Jeez, dude. Nobody took notice of that, huh? It just happened so quickly. Nobody noticed. Jeez. A horrible tragedy suddenly swept over the land. However, there was one village that seemed to escape the terrible curse. The tiny settlement of Kamiki village enjoyed the protection of a sacred tree. It is here that the real story begins. And with that, we'll conclude this episode of Skynerd Plays for Okami. What will happen next? Only time will tell. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, just want to say thank you very much for watching this first episode of Okami Skynerd Plays. If you guys enjoyed the video, please feel free to drop a follow or subscribe to the channel to keep up to date on what's coming out next. Thanks guys, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.